Talk to him, Nip.
So gifted. I'm the type that's go get it.
Swear I am.
Breaking down a switch in front of your building. Sitting on the steps, feeling
Okay.
no feelings.
We're getting YouTube right.
Last night it was a cold
People that want to tune in on Facebook, that's okay. We're gonna get you the replay. We're gonna get this thing right. We ain't going nowhere. We're gonna be here.
Every time it's sold, nigga. 100 pro flow. Run and shoot pro. 58 drop. Playing bulletproof soul. Every few shows, I just buy some new gold. Circle got smaller, everybody can't go.
Let's go.
Downtown Diamond District, jewelers like yo.
Gotta get the energy right. This is like a little sage to the radio waves right now. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Oh man.
I'm integrated vertically, y'all niggas blow it.
Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Oh, cause I'm feeling like a victory. I'm feeling like a victory's coming. I feel like a victory is coming. Talk to him, Nick. One more time. Listen to a few more bars.
I'm an urban legend. South Central in a certain section. Can't express how I curb the tactics. Guesses, evidence of a divine presence. Blessings.
Got everything streaming right. Let's go.
Got an L, but got an E for effort.
Swear I got an E for effort. That's all I wanted to hear right there. That's all I wanted to hear right there. Got an E for effort. Gotta have an E for effort right here on Rizz Talk in the morning. Rizz Talk in the morning. Hey, I swear for the last hour and a half, we've been running this thing before even Miss Cole got on the phone or on the screen with us. It was like, what is happening? What in the ethers? Who out there is trying not to see, is not having the Rizz in their life? You know what? If you're not having the Rizz in your life, you need to wake up to yourself and say, hey, I need to have some Rizz in my life. I need to have some Rizz. I need to have that charm with self. I need to have that talk with self. And that's what it's about. That's what we're here for. I swear every day, every moment of life is gonna present new things towards you. And I think that is why today is Wellness Wednesday, because how do you stay well when the well is getting deep? Let me see if I can hear Miss Cole over there. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm flowing. I'm vibing right now.
Okay. We hear you good. We see you even better. And we're also live streaming right now on YouTube. And we're we want to definitely get the conversation going. We're going to give out the number. Our call-in number is 980-549-1116 on this Wellness Wednesday. I had a whole topic where I was talking about really kind of owning your path and setting boundaries with self. I was going to go into, but we kind of missed that in our first hour because we just technology and whatnot. That's fine. That's cool. We may we may have another live. We may just do a live stream later on today, just for the heck of it, just kind of like, since we missed that out, give y'all a little something special on that, because I think it's essential. I think these things matter, and that's why we have Rizz Talk in the morning. Shout out to Rizz Radio. Make sure you download the app Rizz Radio. Shout out to Asia Cobbs, the founder and the movement behind it. Also with the Art Trap House. The Art Trap House is a dope experience that she's been able to take across the nation, from South to South by Southwest Music Festival to Philly to Florida. Saw it when it was in Charlotte to Asheville. So I'm looking forward to seeing where else that goes and grows. And Rizz Talk in the morning, this is really for me, like being able to bring y'all something, because I'm all about how you start. Shout out to our early risers. This is from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. And it's for that time period, because they say when you get early bird gets the worm. That's what they say. But I'm more of a, early riser. I don't know. I didn't have anything with that.
It's an appetizer for our desire.
Come on.
Perspire.
Hold on. Come on now, I'm here. I was gonna see. Sometimes you coming up the court and you think you might have a play, and then you realize, I'm about to fumble the ball, and then you just whoosh, you just dip it off. And look, man, come on, Miss Andrea Cole is here today, and that's why she's here on our Wellness Wednesday. She's gonna be here each and every Wednesday with us. Until she says she no longer wants to be here with us, and she has better things to go off and do. That's how life presents you. Sometimes you have that star player and it's like, hey man, re-up the contract.
Yeah.
So but now we're grateful, we're thankful, and we're gonna bring this experience to so many different ways that we can bring it to you. We got the live streaming on YouTube. Shout out to Playback TV. Want to get the Playback TV engagement up, so definitely tap into that. And then I know we're gonna get the Facebook working one of these Wednesdays for sure. We may have to do like a test, obviously, beforehand to really kind of see what's going on with that, because it's hating on it's hating on the Facebook. I'm not sure if it's a I'm not sure if it's just you know just kind of like a stream key issue, or maybe just if it's a live thing over there. I'm not sure, but we can check it out. We'll see. But how what we talked last week on our Wellness Wednesday. You got really talking into like the really being holistic with self on so many different aspects. Man, where are you going to lead us today in conversation? And what's on your mind today on this Wellness Wednesday?
So many things are coming up and so many confirmations,
Yeah.
even to our adventure this
Yeah.
new day. And I didn't even realize you were having an adventure prior to this
Oh
segment.
yeah, a whole hour prior. We didn't even get to really cook our whole hour.
That's
Yeah.
wild. That's wild. That's wild. So I know the people are gonna appreciate you hopping back on potentially if you decide to do that today. If not, because I know you had some nuggets to give everybody too. So
Yeah.
um yeah, today you all is a 3 day. Today is a 3 day. Today is February 19th, 2025. 2 plus 1 plus 9 plus 2 plus 2 plus 5. It consolidates down to 3. Okay. So I say that to say 3 represents creativity,
Mm.
it represents fluidity, right? Because when we're
Mm.
creative, we're able to operate in that water element. We're
Yeah.
able to go and flow with different aspects. We're able to listen and absorb and interact with life, like you were talking about earlier. How are we interacting with
Yeah.
life? How are we flowing through and with life, right? Um, with that being said, when we are not in this creative water element,
Yeah.
we get hardened. We get hardened, y'all. So take
Mm.
this example, for instance. So if I decided to be like, well, it's 8:30.
Yeah.
Well, Wednesday has not occurred yet.
Yeah.
Again, it is what it is. Now, that could have really affected my day. It
Come
could
on
have
now.
affected my day. And I loved how when Poetically said, earlier, you're just a ball of joy. You're just a ball We have to do and be and flow, y'all.
Yeah.
Can't let this distract me for the rest of the day. The things I have to do, what I have to get done, and from the
Mhm.
message that is to be shared in this space. And especially you, Poetically, how you've been handling things since 7 a.m. What? The water element is here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. What you saying that water touche.
Yeah, yes, please take your water. For those of you all who do not have any water, get a cup of water. This is your time. Let's get the horns out for the water. Brr, brr,
Yeah.
brr. Get the
Right.
water out. Because now is the time for moisture and is a time for warmth. This is the
Mm.
season that we're in. So before I kind of get into that space, but I just want to stick with the number 3, the fluidity of the day, and how it is that we are able to flow with our creativity.
Mm.
Because creativity and inspiration are linked, right? So when we are able to sit with ourselves and then place intention towards what we want to do, what we want to be
Mm.
inspired by, that's where creativity blossoms. So
Yeah.
say for instance, like even this new day, I was up and I decided to just sit with myself, give myself some time just to be with myself because I've been noticing my days have been going, my mind has been going, especially towards the end of the day. Y'all, when you notice certain things about yourself, it's time to sit with self and
Come
listen.
on now.
So I decided to give myself some extra minutes this morning. I sat with myself. I prayed. But what came to mind for me was to take out my sound pan, my hand pan actually, which is just a metal instrument that I utilize during my sound healing sessions, and just
Mm.
play it and just play
Mm.
it. It wasn't about a right or wrong thing. It wasn't about a how do I want it to sound. It wasn't about I need to create a song. It wasn't even about a timed thing at that point. It was just I need to play my handpan, right?
Mm,
I just needed to play it. And to be able
mm,
to play it and to breathe. Something was calling me to play this. That's how creativity works, y'all. Because as soon as you listen to what it is and place intention towards what you're to do next, it serves you, it
yeah,
feeds you, it pours into you. So, yeah, poetically, today has been a beautiful day of creativity already, even
yeah.
in how we were trying to figure out what was next. I'm over here pointing with this thing like it's a little strumet. But you know what? I'm fine with that because I'm in my creative bag and it feels right. It's
Well,
put down.
it's I mean, you are a band director of your own existence. So I think that plays a perfect tool. You are a musician. So I think that plays a perfect tool in how you're orchestrating the energy. It's like your magic wand.
Mm, you know, and you were talking about that earlier. You were talking about um just us becoming the designer of our
Yeah,
lives.
yeah,
So if I'm the musical, the instructor, right?
yeah.
If I'm the designer, I create. How and what am I going to do to be able to even see that something's to be created?
Mm,
How what is the next step? A lot of the things, especially within my comedic Reiki teachings, within my mental health therapy sessions, my yoga instruction, y'all,
mhm.
is really about balance. When I say balance, people are like, "Oh, balance is so philosophical and generic." No, it's just making
Yeah.
sure you don't feel off. There are
Mm,
certain energy centers that flow. We are energy. When you break my hand down, it's
yeah.
atoms rubbing up side by side. When you break down this empty glass of shea butter, when you break down this glass, it's atoms rubbing up side by side. Some atoms are moving quicker than others, and our eyes are able to pick up on it.
Mhm,
Be like, okay,
mhm,
cool. I can see that. Others are still.
mm,
It looks still to our eyes. Our eyes can't see but 7 to 8% of life that's happening around us. So,
mm,
with that being said, it's understanding how we can flow and go and understand that we are energy. We
mm.
aren't the woo-woo energy. Oh, it's gonna be a good like high vibes. You know how people talk about high vibes, good vibes,
Absolutely,
woo-woo
absolutely.
stuff. Like it's supposed to be something weird or strange. No,
Mhm,
scientifically, we have these energy centers that flow, that
mm.
flow. But what happens when it stops?
Yeah,
One of them stop
yeah.
because we have 7 major ones, major energy centers, and many minor ones. So if any of
Mm,
them stop, it will show up in how we speak, it will show up in how we conduct life, it will show up in how we conduct our and design our life, right? It
right.
will show up in all these different ways. So the whole point of these practices such as Reiki and massage therapy and reflexology and yoga and these things would
Right.
just be to balance and get them back going.
Mm. I mean, what I mean, you talked about you have the hand pan, though that is I guess we're gonna go. This is gonna be probably like a series that we go through throughout these Wednesdays as you have your sound frequencies to get back balance. You know, you talk about the physical aspect of yoga. What if you had to break it down this may be like a generic question, but if you had to break it down to somebody that's not that isn't familiar with yoga, why
Mm,
is yoga important to balancing oneself?
mhm, mhm. Yes, not generic question at all. Thank you for asking that because a lot of people do have preconceived notions about what yoga is,
Hmm,
right? So yoga is a Sanskrit. Sanskrit is a language, the primary language of yoga. Sanskrit word meaning union,
hmm,
to yoke, to come together, right? So when it comes to yoga and unifying and yoking, you're connecting your mind, body, and spirit and the world around you.
hmm.
So yoga isn't just about the postures and what you can get into. Those are known as asana. That's a Sanskrit
Mm,
word for asana. It's not about just the postures. It's not just about breathing. It's not about standing on your head.
yeah.
Yoga is about the connection with mind, body, spirit, and the world around you. How do you treat yourself? How do you treat others? They're different. There are actually 8 limbs of yoga.
Mm,
8 limbs, where your yamas and your niyamas are how you treat the others and how you
yeah.
treat yourself. Going then into the breath work, going into the postures, the asana, and then you have other limbs where whether it's withdrawing your senses, right? Because everything is leading you up to this main point of samadhi, which is
Mm,
bliss, which is enlightenment. That the Sanskrit word. Remember, Sanskrit is the language. The
right.
word is called samadhi. So samadhi is your bliss, your enlightenment. And people reason to say that everybody has enlightened, blissful moments without doing all of those things. Like you can have
Mm,
an aha moment,
yeah.
right? But in order to really be able to balance yourself, to be able to be intentional, that's really the foundation of yoga. Is being intentional and meeting yourself where you are. It's not about flexibility, y'all. Everybody is flexible. You will be like, I'm stiff as a board.
Yeah.
Well, can you open your eyes? Can you open your mouth? Can you stretch your fingers?
Yeah.
It's not about flexibility. It's about what are you doing with the
Mm,
body that you have?
mm,
How are you unifying the body that you have?
interesting.
Yeah, I hear you
Interesting.
saying. Yeah, go ahead.
It's
I
not
feel
about flexibility, it's about what you're doing with the body.
Mhm. And the
So
mind, and the
so
mind,
if
all of
that's
it.
not being flexible, then what is that then? What is one discover then? Because you're coming from a point of a lot of logic and a lot of reasoning, though. With our own minds, we still don't have sometimes these concepts of what am I doing then? What am I here to do? If I'm not to be flexible, then what am I here to ultimately do?
You are here to be able to listen to yourself. At the beginning of my yoga class, like I just taught a free sound healing class in Greensboro, North Carolina this past weekend. The first about 5, 7 minutes, I said, do what feels right for you right
Hmm.
now. Move your body. Maybe you move your head around. Maybe you move the shoulders. Maybe you move the chest. Maybe you get on all fours and move in circles. Maybe you stay sitting on your bottom. And so I was giving options. Every single one of those people, we had 30 people in class, y'all, 31, that were doing something different with their bodies. Why? Because they were listening. Now, what does listening with intention do in yoga? It releases the self-harm, right? There's certain principles under these 8 limbs of yoga. So we don't want to be harmful to ourselves or others.
Right.
Right? We're talking about how you treat yourself and others. We want to cause the least amount of harm. So when I'm listening to myself and moving my body, I'm going to be causing myself the least amount of harm.
Yeah.
Also, think attachment. We want to focus on non-attachment. About aparigraha is the Sanskrit word.
Mm,
Non-attachment to anything in this space. Okay.
yeah.
Everything is temporal. Okay. And the only constant in this world is change. So if I decide to attach myself to a concept, to how Rizz Radio this morning, this rising rather, was supposed to go,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to flow how I'm flowing right now, be how I feel right now. I feel great.
You
I'm
know, I'm
fine.
let me say to that though, because that's very important. How we embrace change and how we be able to recreate and redefine who we are through those changes. With your practices and with your learnings and with your own modalities that you utilize, what have you noticed has been the most effective and simplistic way to get people to snap out of this programming of of frustration, this programming of negativity, what are some of the ways that you could say, hey, this is one of that you've learned has been one of the most effective and very simple ways to kind of get back into that blissful mind thinking?
Mhm. Anything that's gonna give you a pause, to take a pause. Anything that's gonna give you like, if we're thinking general, that's great. If we're
Okay.
thinking surgical and precise, that's another conversation. So, and which I'll touch upon very briefly, both of them. When you are thinking negatively, we are not negative beings by trait. So first is the
Mm,
identification. You're not negative by trait. It's when we
mm,
go and we operate in negativity that then we can just keep going. We can be automated. We can become robots, which
mm.
is that's what the world wants us to become robots and not and do whatever is aligned for whatever best interest for the powers that be.
Okay.
Okay. So when you're going and you're negative and negative, negative, you're not identifying it first, you're just gonna be going. Okay, now we have a moment. Aha, something doesn't feel right. I don't think I'm supposed to be thinking like this. I don't, and why do I think about it so quickly? Now we're stepping outside of ourselves. We're focusing in that self mastery space. Now, some people will take that and be like, no, this is just how life is. Let me go back to negativity. Okay, now you
Yeah.
have the choice. You have the choice. So for the people that then have identified it, one of the ways that you can then reset, rebalance is through breath.
Mm,
Breath, breath by itself. Forget paying anybody for services, forget doing certain things
yeah.
by yourself, you can regulate yourself. When we were created as human beings, as spirits in these flesh suits have certain
Yeah.
mechanisms and systems in them
Mm,
without doing anything else to be able to regulate ourselves. When I say without doing anything else, without any external stimuli,
mhm,
without me having to go to my phone and figure out what's going on and without me having to write anything down in a journal. Journaling is great and you have all you need if you open your eyes, go out
yeah.
in nature. These are quick things. Go out in nature for 15 minutes. 15 and just see what you see.
Mm,
Sit with yourself. Time yourself. 5
mhm,
5 minutes. Don't say anything. Don't say
mm,
you don't have to close your eyes. Sometimes it's uncomfortable closing eyes. Okay.
hmm,
So I know within my meditative practice, when I first started, it was like, oh my gosh, this feels so, because I wanted to control so many things that were around me. So closing my eyes, taking that sense away was hard for me. But yes, sit in silence. Close, like you can close your eyes, keep them open, but just allow your thoughts to go. Just allow yourself to be. Allow
mm,
yourself to be. There is power in silence. And even I teach when it comes to fasting. Some people do food fast, social media fast, liquid
mm.
fast, talking fasts are
I
huge.
love a good talking fast.
We know. Go ahead. Woo! Um, yeah, talk about it. You love a good talking fast.
Well, I mean, there's so many different fasts that you speak on that I really, I really do appreciate in resetting the mind, resetting the body. For myself, I believe, well, growing up as an only child, for me, it was me being in my own imagination, was being me and being in my own space, in my own aura. It wasn't until I got older that I had to realize, yeah, I need those talking fast because that wasn't a part of when I grew up. Now I'm around more people. Now I'm interacting more. I'm like, oh, let me get back to my natural self and understand that I I don't operate to in that capacity of so much communication sometimes in those methods, in those ways, which is okay because it's like the same thing. I believe you have such nourishing conversations, you have such nourishing dialogues, and it's like sometimes you didn't have those ones that are so sweet. They're like sweets, and you gotta have a sweet, but you gotta take a little moment to get away from those donuts, those things, those cupcakes, those things that really make you, that fill you up with so much joy, and get back to really centering the excitement compared to the just being empty, but getting to a place where you're at that natural state where you know your own thoughts and you're not being run by other thoughts. And I think that was the big thing for me in my talking fast, is to get back to my natural thoughts, was because I know naturally for me I can get sometimes warped into these other frameworks out here. I'm like, man, where are my thoughts, where are my life at?
Right, right. And then for us uh beings that have siblings and stuff like that,
Yeah,
sometimes it's like, if we're not talking to somebody, if we're not around somebody,
yeah.
what does that mean? And that's even having to get back to self,
Mm,
which, sometimes we naturally move and can gravitate towards balancing modalities that serve us naturally. Like, you might naturally gravitate towards a silent fast,
yeah.
whereas it might be more difficult for me, or um, which is fine. It's all still about just listening to self, and
Mm,
then the things that we're trying to avoid are the things that we're to do.
yeah,
Period.
yeah.
Period. And so, just kind of diving into that silent fast again, because it's being called in the space for a lot of you all to do that for yourself.
Mm,
Do that. Pick one day on during the weekend, maybe
mm.
a Saturday or a Sunday. If you don't have to talk to any, make it a priority.
I love
See
that.
what happens for 24 hours. No talking. There are silent retreats that are powerful and potent. Why are they powerful and potent?
Yeah.
Because you are now not exerting yourself. You're not constantly exerting yourself. You're allowing your thoughts, you're allowing yourself to hear yourself. That's it. That's it. You're allowing yourself to heal yourself. Instead of being so external, you're allowing yourself to heal yourself. You have all the answers for yourself. You
Mm,
know what your truth is. Remembering, truth is what feels right and makes sense.
mm.
You
Come
have
on
all
now.
that stuff, and you're not distracted by other things. Side note, another benefit is that you're experiencing this Sanskrit word called brahmacharya.
Mm,
Brahmacharya is conserving your energy, conserving your energy. When you are conserving your energy, that value when it comes to your throat chakra, that throat energy center we were talking about, we have 7 energy centers.
mm,
You are conserving yourself. You're allowing yourself to be in balance. A lot of people, especially, my melanated people that come in, my clients, when I do an assessment of this specific throat space, the throat space indicates how we give and receive communication to ourselves and others, how we express ourselves with our behaviors in truth to the world, right?
yeah.
And a lot of my people have overstimulated this center. They're not balanced. They are sharing words and spaces that
Mm,
don't deserve their words. And they will constantly do it and constantly do it. And they'll wonder why they
mm,
get so frustrated and upset and blah. Back to
mm,
your point of what to do when you're frustrated and experiencing
mm,
negative things, take a pause. Minimally, take a pause. Go in nature
mm.
in 5-15 minutes in nature. Quick. That's quick. Now, surgically, and I see we're here at time. And actually, you wait. You tune in to the next Wellness Wednesday.
Hey, and you know what? And so those that don't know, Miss Andrea Cole is the owner and the founder of Honor Your Presence PLLC. So make sure you follow Honor Your Presence on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. She has her deodorant right there, the natural deodorant. It's made with love. It's a little bit. I think it's about 4 ingredients. I know the top ingredients is love.
Yes, the
And-
top ingredients is love. And make it with my little fingers. And I have a lot of integrity and peace and love in my heart and joy. So, you get to
yeah.
feel that while detoxing your body. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
that's important. And I mean, you're such a book of so much knowledge and so much wisdom that we want to continue to soak up and not get, we gotta give a little people, get little bits and pieces for people to gain onto and the people to bite onto, because hey, when you're dropping a whole chicken nugget, that's what you're over there doing, dropping several chicken nuggets, the 6 piece, a whole 20-piece Super Bowl platter of chicken nuggets, of holistic nuggets,
Holistic nuggies is wild.
holistic nuggets. Oh, I love that. This might actually be a new segment, holistic nuggets by Andrea Cole. I love it.
Aw.
I love it. I love it. We'll have to work on that.
The
like a
little
very
chick.
colorful, a little nuggy, a little jiggly nuggy. I got you. I got you. So I want to say thank you for everybody. Any last words that you want to tell the people, or wrapping people up, because you'll be tuning back in with us next Wednesday for our Wellness Wednesday. We'll have more, we'll have more of a runway, because we'll have technology working so beautifully come next week.
Yes, yes, yes. Feel free to check out my website, honoryourpresence.com. Follow me on Instagram, Honor Your Presence, on Facebook, Honor Your Presence PLLC, and on YouTube. Please subscribe, y'all. I've recently opened my YouTube page, and I need at least 50 subscribers in order to be able to go live. I want to be able to share the holistic nuggies with you all live. So please go to Honor Your Presence. That's the handle, and subscribe. That would help me out and help get the word out to the people. Yes.
Hey man, hey, well, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for bringing such a beautiful, joyful energy to our day. I know we're here in Winston Salem, so I know it's about to get snowing soon. So be careful on the roads if you're in any inclement weather areas across the globe, because this is global, baby. Rizz Radio isn't just in one area; it's global. So that's what we appreciate. That's what we're grateful of. Also, you can tune in on Playback TV, streaming live on YouTube, and once again, you'll see all the information on how to get in touch with Andrea. If you want to get in touch with her, learn more about Comedic Reiki, learn more about all the different practices that she has and offers, as well as her deodorant. So I appreciate everyone that's been tuned in. This has been Rizz Rizz Talk in the morning. Rizz Talk in the morning right here on Rizz Radio. Till tomorrow, we will see you. Stay easy, be easy, and love yourself to the highest. Peace.